usual, okay, sasa hata sijui ni kupangie aje hii sentence because every day is something. Kama men's day na toilet day ni same day. I'm really feeling like every day you would just find something happening. So there's this day that's almost fast approaching. It's World Mental Health Day, I want to believe. And they have themes and everything. Sasa mental health ni kuwa, acha nikuulize Lizzy. Mental health ni kuwa kichwa mbaya, zimini kichwa ngumu, mental health, ama naumia ya ukweli, no, sijui. What does mental health really mean?
I'd say, let me first greet my listener.
Yes, please. And viewer.
Good morning, everyone. How are you, my viewers? It's amazing to be here, and I am glad. And yes, to answer her question about mental health, for me, according to me, mental health is something that affects everyone, including you and me. In this way, like, you don't have to be mad, like umeenda kuokota makaratasi kwa barabara, like it doesn't have to get to such a state, but you could be depressed, you could be thinking about so much, you could be having so much that you're thinking about, you know, like ile tu life, normal life. Uko when mzazi, uko na school fees unafaa kulipa, uko na job unafaa kuingia, like you would have so many things that you're supposed to do, and they kind of overwhelm you. So we don't have to see you uko hivyo, like what we are used to saying that say kichake si sawa, but you could be battling issues. I also could be battling issues, and they don't have to be physically seen, but yeah, it's watu wengi by the way wako hivyo, mtu anateseka hayuko sawa, but then when we look at you we are like, no, like si amekuwa kingia job kila siku and all that, but yeah, your mental state is not okay. So yeah, acha nimalizie hapo juu mimi si expert.
What is scientist?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just quite curious. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot more as the day continues to come closer. But for now, we have a topic of conversation. We call it Y Interactive. So between now and a few moments from now, mpaka tuseme ngo, stop. We want to exhaust, and you know the best way we can do it if you interact with us kindly. Pale to at Y254 Facebook, everything same thing, Y254 channel. So question of the day, I'm sure my very, very able team is ready with. Please, if it's triggering, I'm very sorry. Si kutaka kwetu. Ama tuanze kuuliza maswali, then we figure out the question. I'm feeling sneaky though.
You want to confuse
Yes, I'm feeling sticky. Why every day we have to pass through here? Today we go through this way. So I'm legit just going to dive into it. I'm sure my admin pale atafanya mambo yake, but just before you even see the question, what's the first? We have each a set of questions. So what is your question first?
So with my question, it asks, what would you do if your man says, I'll just wait in the car, I can't handle blood?
Wow. My man is saying I'll just wait in the car because he can't handle blood. But tumekuwa na yeye.
Yeah.
And every other month for sure we will be visited. Okay, acha tu nikusomea. Nimeshindwa kujibu. Acha nikuulize swali. The first now from my side, should men witness now hapa kidogo tumeharibu. Or okay, let me not say it. Should men witness or do some things just need to stay a mystery?
For me, as Liz, acha tu akae huko nje.
Utaki mtu wako akushike mkono?
I don't think I can. I'll be as I should when he's there.
Why? You got me into this mess. In fact, hii makosa yote ni yako. Hey. All right. Okay, before I zoom into her. There we go. Admin ameshanifikia. Okay, sorry. So who should be in the delivery room in the instances childbirth? So, kuna maswali. You should just the necessary stuff. Ndio ushaenda kwa hoteli umeona ukijaribu kwenda jikoni unaona staff only. Is that the situation here, or everybody and their mama can come over? Please let us know. Number 2, who would women actually want in the delivery room? Their person, their mom, or peace and silence? Wewe mwenye ameandika hizi maswali, there's nothing silent, and I've not seen anything peaceful. First of all, we can tell this is a gentleman. Uni mwanaume first. I understand.
Wow.
So who do women actually, please, disclaimer, Missy Jaza. So we're just by this si connect, but kuna young mothers like me najua, but hatujai have a conversation of who,
like deep, sure.
We've talked about depth, like we've talked about their kids, not the delivery room. Hata mimi mwenzangu like 3 years ago alijifungua. I was at the hospital, but I wasn't in the delivery room.
You're just there in case you need it or
we maliza shughuli yako juu hatuwezi fanya wawili, hakuna veneza kusaidia kusukuma. Just finish. Mi utanipata hapa niko standby. So now everything else, kama unataka kunitumia vibaya, wewe nitumie tu vibaya. But this part, I really can't help. I don't understand why. Hii si cinema, guys. It's not movie night. Would you like to ask me a question?
Yeah, my question is, what would you do if your partner filmed the bath for content without asking? What would you do if your partner filmed the bath for content without asking you?
You had me at film the bath. That in itself, ikisimama hivyo peke yake, it sounds really sweet, because it's something that I assume you want to keep this memory so that we relive it. Mtoto akishakuwa mkubwa tumwambie, ona hii mateso yote ulini bas. But now for content, ukiongeza for content, so utapost.
Yeah, obviously.
Na ujania na hisi na what? As in, I'm really trying to wrap my head around being in a very vulnerable position. Yani mwili inatoa mtu.
You know, like yourself. Amekuficha, like it's not an agreement between you and him. Like mmeka chini mkasema, okay,
we want this. To venye couples squeezy wanna okay. Your questions are so shocking. I don't have answers. I don't even know how to. Okay. Would you like to give me another? Or do you want?
What would you do if your mom and bae start arguing about who gets to stand closer to you during labor?
Hey, we don't do that where I'm from. Ati bae and my mom.
Yeah, wakapo apana ni mimi naingia. Apana, she's my daughter. Lazima nika. No, she's my wife. It's my child who's
mamangu hana hiyo. Tena ndo shughulike na mzigo yako, but just go fix your it was that yeah, it's not applicable. I have an African mother, I don't think. Aje sasa. All right. Do you think men get traumatized or transformed after watching their partner give birth? Do you think men get traumatized or transformed after watching their partner give birth? And this watching, una watch from what angle? Unaona pia angle is very important. Unaweza kuwa near the head area, so we kazi tu ni kushikilia mkono, akipiga nduru, ujaribu kumconsole. Ama you want the whole experience? I don't know.
I wouldn't say atakuwa traumatized unless maybe they lose the baby or it gets worse. You know, things happen, accidents happen. After that, anaweza kuwa traumatized. But transformed, maybe, because atakuwa like, kumbe, like, you know, he'll feel how much you've gone through, and maybe in the back of his mind, he's like, I need to be more caring, more loving.
Mindful.
Yeah, kwako.
I love how you think. You're so pure. The only man nishaisikia akisema vitu kama hizo out loud ni Abel Mutua, na asalimiwe sana. Yeye ndio alisema hata bimba ingine haizi pea bibi yake because of the things that he saw her going through. Si kila mtu hivyo. But maybe if it's in the this is the topic. I'm not going to be coy about it, but let me ask the way I feel maybe it could be viewed. So do you think men get traumatized or transformed? So I'm assuming unaona mtoto akitoka. So does that mean you'll never go back into the kitchen because you saw something. You ukunapenda. Sijui kama unani understand.
Not really. Okay. I don't think so.
Tungekuwa na mwanaume hapa atuambie jamani. We're here guessing.
No. It's the same as you saying. Have you ever slaughtered like chicken? Wakati unachinja kuku, you see the kwanza kwa hizo intestines, how dirty they are, everything that you get out of the karibu niseme kitchen, out of zote zenye unatoa, you know. So at the end of it, utaosha kuku yako vizuri, you fry with the spices and everything and you'll eat, right? There's someone else who would feel like, na venye kuku inakulanga uchafu, mimi I can't eat. There are people who are like that. So in the bigger percentage are the people who would be like, that is part of life. So twende tukiendanga.
Hizi vitu zufanyika. I have a friend who's afraid of chicken.
Haizi kula ama haizi
anaogopa kuona kuku ikipita hapo mbele yake, but kufakamia kuku anakula vizuri sana. So often
kuku itamfanyia nini?
Like anaogopa kwanza ikishaanza I don't know if it's the confusion of the chicken. It wants to fly but it doesn't yet know it can't. I don't know. Ama it's sudden so movements hapendi. Ni dem.
So at scream akiona
kukimbia hiyo na ng'ombe pia hapendi ng'ombe.
At least ng'ombe tutaelewa.
Hapana, hiyo ni chakula bado. Why are you afraid of nyama? Food. Mbona unakimbia sapa?
You and food.
Hiyo ni sapa now you anyway. Ni wewe ulikuwa uniuliza swali lingine. There we go.
What would you what would Okay, I'm sorry guys, this is very funny. Okay, what would you do if your man faints?
My pillar of strength.
And the nurse has to help him instead of you.
Mimi anajaribu kuambiwa breathe. Alafu yeye ndio ana faint.
Sasa nurse anachana na wewe kidogo.
Sasa tujaribu kupepeta huyu. Juu anaenda kufanya kazi mingi sana. Anyway, I don't know. Hizi maswali zako. See, I don't have an answer for that either, man. Should partners be trained or briefed before being allowed inside the delivery room? Should partners be trained or briefed before being allowed inside the delivery room? Why not? Mbona usibrief mtu?
They should.
Si kuna protocol, usiende ukianza kufanya vitu.
And I guess, you see, when, as a lady, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of counseling, itwa antenatal or something, like ukienda si unaelezewa how it goes about. I would feel that it's very important that you also go with him so that he can also be, like aelezewe pia hizi vitu. So yes, me I'd support him being briefed. Yeah.
So in that relationship, you are both pregnant. We are pregnant.
Yes.
Oh.
It's our pregnancy. I actually love the men that say, you know, when we were pregnant, we just get such conversation.
That's why, that's why this is a we thing.
Yeah.
We are about to give birth. We versus, wacha kuna swali ingine that was inciting violence. Ati, what would you do? What would you do if your partner asked the nurse, can I step out for a quick meal while you're in labor, while you're pushing, rather, not even in labor, you're pushing?
Mimi niko hapa sijakula. Wewe unataka kwenda kukula.
Wewe sasa si umeshiba.
Utakufa.
Wewe hata si ni vitu natoa. Ulishiba kitambo nani.
Utakufa ukingoja.
So wewe utaki.
Hiyo na tutapigana. Ile tu serious.
So I don't know. Sijui niseme Mungu anawake in mysterious ways. Small story, side note. So this question is what has triggered. What would you do if your partner asked the nurse, can I step out for a quick meal while you're pushing? There's this gentleman, anaitwa Michael Blackstone. Michael Blackstone is essentially a comedian, but si crazy kena funny na si mamito funny. He's funny, but he's very lewd also. So kutakuwa na tujo. For I sikia akimaliza sentence bila kukas, like you know, you understand the kind of comedy he. It's a little bit dark. It's an acquired taste. Let me just call it that. So Michael Blackstone is on this radio show called The Breakfast Club, very famous with See the God and them. Alafu alikuwa natupatia first, yani ushaichoka tu na interview, mwenye anaongea akona anatumia so much confidence. It's not even confidence now, it's audacity, because put yourself in your shoes, in the lady's shoes. So Michael Blackson confidently tells us in this particular interview, first of all, fiance, now you're the fiance. The fiance is very aware that he cannot do just one woman. Ukinipata ulikuwa unajua hivyo, mi siwezi, like nakulike na nice, but
lazima kuna wengine.
Number 2, they don't live together, and the way he was talking, he does not intend to be living with her. Alisema atakana space yake. So tutapatana maybe every other, na ukumbuke fiance, like he got one knee, put a ring on it, and we cried, tukapiga picha ikakuwa content. But sasa nakwambia cheki, mimi siwezi ishi na wewe, understand to space yangu. Aya, mali inaingia na ina story ni, this gentleman told us when she was giving birth, now minutes before labor, sasa kabla anza kupush, alisema akaanza kusikia njaa. So he's in a hospital in the US, US. So I want to believe Michael Blackson pia akona tuseme kiburi tu fulani kidogo, so only the best for him, I would like to assume. So mali ameenda, kuna cafeteria, kuna chakula. That's what you would assume. So he continues the story, na akasema venye alitoka hospitali, akapanda gari, akaenda for 40 minutes, sijui anaenda wapi. So unataka kuniambia hiyo. Anyway, long story short, alimwacha mtu wake akihema na huko, hata sijui alirudi saa ngapi. So not only was he hungry, he didn't want anything around.
Like sakiza. Hiyo hata sinja. Because when you're hungry, like really hungry, you just go for whatever it is that's there. Because you also check what's happening, unajua, because atuko hapa kwa party or anything. This is something that's serious. It's about our life, our kid, you know. Like, okay, are you really hungry to an extent always in Goja? Grab something here. Grab something here, and okay, even a snack, ukule as we wait. Okay, me, I just don't have an excuse for that. And like you're describing, oh damn, she just expects anything from this guy, from the word go, like about their relationship, their life. Me tasema that's who they are. Because alikuwa maybe hata the fact that he came for those few minutes ndo aende was a privilege.
Wow.
You never know,
Sasa hao ndio Barcelona diwa huko. Okay, achama nitulie tu guy. What would you do if Bay called the baby by his enyewe ni mwanaume amejenga hizi maswali, because I really don't think after umetoka labor, umesukuma umesikia uchungu yote, umeona the love of your life ametokea all of a sudden. These are not thoughts that one would have, but sawa. What would you do if Bay called the baby by his ex's name while you're still in the delivery room? So there you are, you have your fresh bouncing baby girl, alafu anafanya makosa na muita Samantha. Sasa alafu. Is it over? Did we break up? What's going on?
Okay. First, I know that, like in today's life, the life we're living at the moment, we first, like in the long run, tutakuwa ready tushafanya CT scan. We already know if it's a boy or a girl. And then we also sit down and discuss beforehand maybe that so if it's gonna be hata kama amjui ni boy ama ni dem, most of the time what you do, you're like, if it's gonna be a boy tutamuita hivi, if it's gonna be a girl, this is the name. Okay, what I know in most cases, like mnakubaliana nyinyi wote, this is what's gonna be. If you guys are from the Murima, it's already direct that is it the firstborn anaitwa jina ya baba, like the grandfather, like the father of the kwa baba, so like it's not one person's business to decide the name of the child. It's something that you're doing, the two of you. So I don't understand how
imetoka far bada. Na hapa funny thing hapa ndio sasa sielewi. Okay.
Like I don't understand how you're going to name like hiyo jina hata sitaki kuisikia in the first place. So why you want me to be calling my child that name? Let me tell you. That means every time I'm calling my kid, it triggers something. That name has hapana mimi sasa itabidi umeenda ukatafuta mtoto wako huko nje, but not my kid.
We wacha tutamname venye mimi nataka. Hiyo yenyewe tutadiscuss.
Na wewe ukitaka kumname kama ex wako,
we
maybe he also means a lot to you and you're like wow.
Nikae tu hivi niona mtoto ananikumbusha Kang'ethe. The way he used to love me. Hakuna nickname tunaweza tafuta. Sikia tu kwa ploti mtu vizuri sana anaitwa Brayo, but for some reason tunamuitanga mfupi. Sikia for no relation or whatever to the actual name.
You're trying to look at the connection, you're like.
So mimi naona jina ikishindikana nickname. Huyu mwingine alikuwa it's just our little secrets. Yeah. You have another question over there?
Yeah. What would you do if the hospital asks for payment before they even take you to the ward?
Hey.
You just pay.
Hiyo swali ni Ati?
What would you do if the hospital asks for payment before they even take you to the ward?
Different policies,
yeah.
I guess. And I'd like to think, okay, there's prenatal care that unaendanga kuchekiwa up, so you're not surprised that
sika homa tu
ini kitu nimekwambia mwanaume amepanga hizi maswali. So generally throughout the pregnancy, ideally venye mimi nimesoma na venye nimeona watu wengine hadi wako na kitabu where you go and then you fill it in and things. So it's never really unless something has happened prior to.
Sure.
Okay, give me another one.
What would you do if your partner says, let's go to a cheaper hospital while you're already in pain?
Let's do what?
Let's go to a cheaper hospital.
Hapana.
What if, okay, labda mnezenda cheaper hospital if mlikuwa mnangoja pesa mahali. Maybe you people are not well off, okay? And you were expecting to get some money from somewhere. Alafu pains zimekuja before your time, before hizo pesa zitoke. And whatever you have can only cater for a cheaper hospital. So you guys just go there. But in normal circumstances, you've been pregnant for 9 months. You guys mshajipanga, like you already had almost a year of planning for everything, saving up if you need money. So that is not really an option unless tu imekuja ka emergency. You know, there are pains that come earlier, ama you expecting to get some money but before upate hizo pesa something has happened, but tulisema hatutaki kuwa understanding girlfriends. If we understand about everything,
clock hits. Hey, prof akwapi, clock hits, prof. All right, show me another one.
Okay, what would you do if Bae takes a selfie with the baby before you even see them? It's okay. It's okay.
Yes, mine, bana. Yes, non-issue.
What would you do if your best friend offered to be in the delivery room instead of your man? Niko sawa.
Tuangalie two roles, bana. How are you going to assist? And you know, again, this delivery room that we're talking about, it sounds heavily natural birth. So unaona pia kuna CS. I don't know if CS they allow you, but I know wanakufunika and there are people designated to talk to you. Ndo usipanic pia usipanic pia juu unaweza panic as I hear. So I don't know if they use the same. Sijui kwamba sijazaa, so hizi vitu sijui. But I want to assume you want someone in the delivery room who is bringing something. Like anasaidia in some way. Yeah. Pia tusijaze too many cooks spoil the broth bana. Nataka kuja hapa kwani tunaandamana.
Yeah.
Bwana dile na mimi nijifungwe in peace. Hey.
Waachane na wewe kabisa.
Kwa ni meeting bana, it's not assembly. Alafu ukute wote ni ma content. Imagine now hii harusi ya Patelo na D ikutane delivery room. So hatu tu wanabingirika na huku hii side wengine wa content creators all in the name.
They were just looking for a chance to just come in. Wow, not me, not me and my kids.
Anyway, to each
Tutafute
their own.
kwingine.
To each their own. All right. Why do some people still prefer home births? Is it tradition, fear, or bills? Yeah. Why do some people still prefer home births? Would you prefer a home birth?
No.
Why?
For me, I think it's unsafe. Like, we already have technology. We already have doctors trained to help you deliver. In as much as I understand that kunao wenye wanaitwa aje, the
doulas
wenye sasa wako home, they are like trained and all that. Me just trust that nikiwa tu hosi nitakuwa safe. Nika kuniuliza ka na prefer dawa za hosi ama za kienyeji. I'd go for
Utaki liquid ya Masai, kuna Masai anakuanga na dawa fulani bana, unapona all your problems, all of including heartbreak.
There's a time my mom gave alibai dawa 5 liters, and if at all umetumia dawa ya Masai inakuanga kali. I had chest issues and ilikuwa inanisumbua sana, so I was told by the time unamaliza hii 5 liters utakuwa sawa. So mimi I struggled and struggled, but now I have faith that the moment ni vile tu nikimaliza tu hivi hiyo shida yote imeisha. And by the time I was taking the meds, ni meds ama zinaitwaje sawa tu, nilikuwa sawa. And it was so bitter that you can imagine like unajiforce kabisa kumeza. Then nimemaliza sasa dawa imeisha. That night I didn't sleep. Zilikuja sasa worse, you know, it's kind of like asthmatic, so ilikuja ni kama zilikuwa zimewekwa kando, sasa zilikuja na force from. Okay, mimi siharibu biashara yako kama unauza hizo
experience yako ni experience yako,
lakini not again. Hey.
So ilisafisha rada sana ama I'm not understanding the issue.
Wewe mimi sikusaidika at the end of the day na venye nilikunywa vitu kali.
5 liters yote?
Yes.
Ama ndo maana wewe ni mroho safi. Maybe it didn't fix the actual problem you thought you wanted to fix. But it fixed something. Wacha dawa ikuwe tu dawa. What would you do if your partner came to the hospital drunk to calm the nerves? What would you do if your partner came to the hospital drunk to calm the nerves?
If that question is directed to me first, I wouldn't have a drinking partner. So I don't even want to imagine what would happen. But now, acha nikusaidie wewe mwenye uko hapo nje and your partner drinks, or maybe he is going to be drinking. Mimi sijui. Tulikuwa tunasema shule. Tulikuwa tunasema shule. Usome jujui bwana wako ni mlevi.
Wow.
Sasa wewe mwenye bwana wako ni mwenye bwana wako ni mlevi.
We.
Mimi mwenyewe nimenambi hiyo pain. So wewe una like what is he numbing in the first place? Like he doesn't feel anything.
He's nervous. Piga liquid courage.
Mimi like wewe utakunywa ni sawa, but no when to. Otherwise mimi nitatoka kwa hiyo delivery room hata kama sina nguvu nitakupiga tu juu like. Ushai
deal na mlevi na uko sober. Hiyo kitu si akila. There are some certain professions I wanaheshimu including hospitality. Yenye service industry hizi kwanza sana za usiku zi must tupatae tu na watu inebriated. Hiyo nguvu mbarikiwe.
And you have to handle these people with like you're supposed to get to their level. Juu vile huyu mtu ana reason is totally different from. Anyways, ni sawa tu.
Mlevi anaweza deal na mlevi mwenzake. So but tunaweza ukianza kumix. Problem. Would you like me to, I think I have one last question. Would you like to go first or should I?
Let me get this one. What's more stressful, labor pains or the in-laws waiting outside?
Hii swali nataka mtu amezaa. Mimi sijui labor pains na feel aje. Sijui. Thanks. Although I did see someone on TikTok, there's this family. Na mimi niko invested na watu wa US. Anyway, there's this particular family. There's like 3 brothers and 2-3 sisters, and they do these interesting challenges. So, point ya hii kitu ilikuwa nini? Umeniuliza nini?
What's
labor
more
pains.
painful?
Oh,
Yes.
so there's this challenge. Now the brothers did 3 of them. There's a machine that stimulates cramps. Unaona tu venye umeshtuka so gentlemen nowadays they're trying, alafu kuna
And how to
levels.
feel.
So unajua pia wasichana, okay, kama ujui pia ni sawa, wasichana we don't have the same experiences on our menses. It can be the same day, same number of days, but the flow is different. How we react maybe is different. So or rather all 3 of them walikuwa na take turns trying to have a conversation, alafu mtu assimulate tu kidogo wa faint. Sasa kama ni cramps, I don't know what simulation of labor would look like. But muendelee tu hivyo. Simulate. Put yourselves in our shoes. Sindio?
If that's what they
Sina maoni. Kabisa, una maoni kabisa. Alrighty, would you have one more? Ama nikuulize yangu ya mwisho.
Why do some people post their delivery journey online? Is it strength or is it oversharing?
Sahi anything is going as information bana. Nishasikia kuna couple fulani TikTok. Na si ati power as in celebrity couple as in, their content is wanaendanga live wakilala. Hakuna kitu ya maana inaendelea. Sijui kama unani understand. Device iko hapa wamelala na mtu wake. All they're doing is turning and tossing and people go and like and double tap and they have a following. So anything
Anything is content.
Anything. Clearly anything is content.
Okay.
Kama unataka kuniuliza nyingine.
Yes.
Niulize tu.
Should the person who got you pregnant automatically have delivery room access even if it's not your husband?
Admin, ask one question at a time. Ati? Wait, so I have a husband, but the person nazalia sahi inaweza kuwa si my husband.
So does he automatically have to be in the delivery room?
Okay, the way when you were asking the question, hata sikungoja ufike mwisho, my answer was already yes. Before I said getting complicated.
The person that got you pregnant.
Yes, should they have access? Yes, access. See, about being there or not, hiyo tutajua.
Have access.
But
like
access.
Kuingia,
yes.
And what if he's not your husband and you have your husband?
Mbona mna complicate vitu jamani? Mtu hawezi zaa tu. Hizo zingine tutafikiria baadaye.
Ulicheza huko nje and ama huyo okay, but I tend to think that even if it's not your husband who got you pregnant and you're already in marriage, mwingine hatajua, or I don't know like how it works. Although
now there are a lot more stories about men who raise children that are not theirs, and they don't know. So I think hata unaweza
the lady yeye ndo anajua mtoto ni wa nani. Lakini
anaweza kosa ada kujua, but bora tu ajue si wewe. It's
not
you, I'm not too sure, but najua tu si wewe. Kuna wao pia.
Okay.
And we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. All right, last one.
Should there be emotional training? Okay, we had already tackled that one. Do you think women get enough credit after giving birth, or do people move on too fast?
Wow. Well, again, swali ngumu because sijaza. However, the way I've seen my friends handle their experience, I think it's not celebrated enough. It's not celebrated enough, especially maybe if you have like a complication or so, and then everything eventually ends up working out. I don't think it's celebrating enough.
I had a friend who used to tell me that every time every time amepata mtoto mmoja, so during her pregnancy, she would do everything she would to just be treated venye anataka. Like angeamka tu in the middle of the night, he'd be like, babe, I need to eat this. So the man has to wake up, cook for her. By the time, kuna time hata alikuwa ananiambia alikuwa anamchezea after ameshamaliza maybe kumtengenezea kitu, amwambia I'm like, I've changed my mind. I feel like the baby doesn't want this anymore.
You're in maksudi, you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. So, and she was telling me this, like, alikuwa anafanya hivi because this person normally doesn't give you the attention and all that.
So ana take advantage.
She was taking advantage. I would say that, okay, me I feel someone who really loves you, like really, kuna watu wanapendwa that to that extent. He would really care about you. Traditionally, what happens is that a lady unapeleka kwa your husband's home for, okay, that's in, again, watu wa Mrima. Unapelekwa because I would see my sister-in-law ameletwa home, my mom ndo ana take care of her and all that. Then me, I want you, my husband, to take care of me. Like, even if your mom is gonna come to help, why can't she come to our house where you are? Because unajua your husband is not going to go alale huko hivyo home. But now, since I want you to take care of me, I want you there. Me, I feel like, yeah, like you're saying, people don't really care that much. But if you love your person, you really, like, utajipata tu unamjali. Mimi kama if they didn't care about you, misemi they don't love you. Everyone has their own different lives. But yes, there's a lot that needs to be done in regards to that. Like, you're supposed to come, like, I'm like a baby. I can't do so much and all that. Mimi hata si my mama afai kuniosha. Wewe ndo unafaa kuniosha. You're supposed to be now there for me, you know. Yes, tuache kufanya ni kama mom ndo alinipea hiyo mimba. It's you. It's your fault.
Makosa ni yako hapa.
Si yangu. It's our baby, so, yeah.
Okay, all right. I appreciate that. Okay. Anyway, it's another thing I feel like is not celebrated enough is healthy relationships. Jumi nishaisikia mtu ametoka kujifungua. She did naturally, so apparently unapatiwa maji na chumvi. Something about unaona venye tu so I want you to imagine that pain, but her husband is the one who used to do it for her. Kwanza enda namkumbusha masaa imefika, alikuwa anasema hadi alikuwa analia juu anajua uchungu bwanake alimnini. It was just very beautiful, and I think we don't celebrate healthy relationships as such, because sababu Kenya tumezoea ni umerukwa hata kabla mtoto afike usharukwa. I am si mimi. Hizo ndo tumezoea. But
I guess it's the society we are. Then, you know, there's a point in life tunafikanga vitu zenye they are not right, they are so normalized that everyone thinks that that's the way to go. Kila mtu anafikiria, now this is the right thing to do. We're not using logic or really looking at it. Is it right? Sisi tuko like everyone is doing it, so why not? Then yes, we need to get back to the roots and be like, okay, literally speaking, is what I'm doing right? Is this okay? Because tukianza kuishi maisha ya online,
tapigwa na vitu mingi sana. Haya, mimi naona tukafungia hapo. Would you like to tell us what's going on after the show, ama tuache tu in suspense?
Well, we've said about something about mental health. Mimi nataka kujua kitambo kitambo ni kama nilizaliwa. When growing up, we used to be told, utaenda Mathare. I don't know if your mom ever told you such a statement. Maybe you've done something at home and your mom is like, not even your mom, even your kids, like your friends, as you interact, as you play, they're like, unafaa kuenda Mathare wewe. Mimi sijui tulikuwa tunaenda Mathare kufanya nini. Mathare na akili kidogo zina ambatana. So I really want to know, ni nani anafaa kuenda Mathare hospital? You know, like I really want to understand. And I'd say that's the conversation we are about to have in a few. So yes, stay tuned. Tujue na wewe, najua hata unataka kujua
sana
what really makes, to what extent do we get ndio sasa tukue qualified for
kwenda hospital. Alafu ukiendelea kuchambua hiyo, niko na swali pia mimi. How do you know a doctor from unaweza ingia patient anajifanya ni daktari, si shida ni akili, but akuconvince. Me, I'm asking a very serious question. You know what? Hashtag is Y in the morning. Let's just go and continue the show, okay? You don't go. As we're taking a short break, and then we'll be right back. Hashtag is Y in the morning, okay? Stay.